Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Digital Bo speaking. If you're watching this, chances are you're a technology leader, an AI practitioner, or a business professional grappling with the relentless pace of change in our industry. In my previous video on vibe coding, I briefly touched on an idea that sparked a lot of reflection, and today I want to slow down and unpack it properly. That idea is the concept of T-shaped talent, and why it matters more than ever in the age of AI. In a world where some estimates suggest 85% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 haven't even been invented yet, the most important skill you can cultivate isn't a specific tool or a hot new framework. It's adaptability. Today, we're diving deep into a concept that, while not new, has become absolutely critical for survival and success: the T-shaped talent model. This isn't just another HR buzzword. It's the blueprint for becoming a high-leverage professional. Someone who is practically irreplaceable in this age of exponential AI advancements. This is about being a force multiplier for yourself, your team, and your organization. So, what exactly is a T-shaped professional? Imagine the letter T. The vertical bar represents your deep functional mastery, that one thing you do better than anyone else. Maybe you're a wizard with distributed systems, an expert in large language model fine-tuning, or a master of cloud architecture. This is your anchor, your primary value proposition. But here's where the magic truly happens: the horizontal bar. This is your connective tissue. It's your ability to collaborate across disciplines, to understand different perspectives, and to apply your native expertise to unfamiliar domains. It's about empathy and curiosity. This concept, though widely discussed today, isn't new. It started as a sort of secret recruiting tool at McKinsey. They were looking for consultants who could speak business and speak strategy to C-suite executives, but also dive deep into the operational complexities with functional teams. It was later popularized in 1991 by David Gass, who saw the need for a Renaissance man in computing someone who could connect the technical dots across different layers. And perhaps most famously, Tim Brown of IDEO really championed this idea, realizing that true innovation only happens when specialists stop working in silos and start empathizing with other departments, understanding their constraints and opportunities. For years, the conventional wisdom pushed us to be I-shaped, to drill deep into one niche, become a hyper-specialist, and stay there. And for a long time, that worked. But in 2026, I-shaped specialists are increasingly struggling to thrive, and in some cases even failing to be effective. Why? Because they often live in knowledge silos. When you only have depth, your work can become purely transactional. You finish your specific piece of code, maybe a new API endpoint, and then you metaphorically throw it over the wall to DevOps. Your mindset might be, my job is done. If it breaks in production, that's not my problem. This leads to the infamous "not my job" culture. And I've seen firsthand how damaging that can be. It creates finger-pointing, missed deadlines, and a complete lack of ownership over the final user experience and overall product success. In our interconnected world, that isolated approach is a recipe for frustration and inefficiency. Beyond the cultural issues, there is a practical productivity ceiling to consider. Here's a management secret, something I've learned through years of leading engineering teams. Productivity almost never scales linearly with headcount. You can't just throw more people at a problem and expect a proportional increase in output. As you add more people, you inevitably add more handoffs, more instances where work moves from one specialist to another. And every single handoff is a potential leak where context is lost, where assumptions are made, and where critical information can go missing. This creates what I call the silo tax. Traditional specialists frequently hit dependency blocks the entire project, grinds to a halt, because the one front-end developer or the sole security expert is on vacation, or simply has too many tickets in their queue. T-shaped talents, on the other hand, are silo breachers. Because they understand the bigger picture, because they have that horizontal breadth, they anticipate challenges in adjacent departments early on. They can ask the right questions, offer a small piece of advice, or even jump in to unblock a minor issue. This proactive approach prevents those dreaded 2 a.m. emergency fixes that happen when departments don't speak the same language or understand each other's constraints. It's about building bridges, not walls. Let's bring this into the modern tech landscape. The T-shape in 2026 isn't just a useful profile, it's often the conductor role. You aren't just writing raw code anymore. You are orchestrating a complex system of technologies, people, and business goals. Consider a T-shaped backend engineer in 2026. Their vertical depths might still be in complex distributed systems, optimizing database performance, or building robust APIs. But their horizontal bar is now critical. They aren't just comfortable with SQL or a particular framework. They understand cloud architecture to scale their code efficiently and cost effectively. They grasp UX principles to ensure their APIs are not just functional, but also serve the user experience downstream. And crucially, they understand product strategy to know why they are building a feature in the first place, allowing them to make better technical trade-offs. This kind of professional uses their breadth to translate technical decisions directly into business impact. They don't just solve problems, they solve the right problems in the right way. So you might be asking, this sounds great, Bo, but how do I actually build this team? It's not about becoming a mediocre generalist. It's about strategic expansion. Let's take our backend engineer as an example. First, solidify your anchor. You absolutely need to be the person people consistently come to for one thing. This is your vertical depth. Maybe it's expertise in Python microservices, or deep knowledge of Azure's serverless ecosystem, or even specialized expertise in a particular domain like high-frequency trading systems. You must be deeply proficient in something that generates real value. Second, aim for gradual expansion. Don't try to master everything at once. That's a recipe for burnout and superficial knowledge. Instead, pick 3 to 4 adjacent skills that complement your core. For our backend pro, this might mean learning the basics of a front-end framework like React to understand how data is consumed. It means understanding DevOps pipelines so you know how your code actually runs in production, how it's deployed, monitored, and secured. It could also mean understanding the basics of data science to collaborate effectively with ML engineers on features that integrate AI. Third, practice active curiosity and immersion. This is where the horizontal bar truly thickens. Stop staying strictly in your lane. Make an effort to join a design review meeting just to listen in, even if it's not directly related to your current task. Pair program with a security expert to see how they threat model your code, or with a data scientist to understand how they evaluate model performance. Read architecture diagrams outside your immediate task to see how the whole machine breathes and how different components interact. Attend a product strategy meeting to understand the why behind the features. This active exposure builds empathy and context without sacrificing your vertical depth. It's about building a mental model of the entire system. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the powerful new tool in our kit, generative AI. Generative AI has fundamentally changed the game. It's now a force multiplier for T-shaped professionals. AI can handle the routine 80%, the boilerplate code, the first pass at unit tests, generating documentation, and even drafting preliminary architecture proposals. This doesn't eliminate the need for humans. Instead, it gives you a massive cognitive space dividend. It frees you up to focus on high-level architecture, strategic problem solving, and truly innovative design. You shift from being just a maker to becoming an orchestrator of intelligent systems. But here's the crucial catch. The most vital horizontal skill in 2026, especially concerning AI, is critical thinking. You must be able to distrust the AI in a healthy way. You need to spot hallucinations, understand the limitations of the models, and know when to override machine logic with human judgment, experience, and ethical considerations. The T-shaped professional doesn't just use AI. They master its use, understanding its strengths and its weaknesses. At the intersection of your depth and breadth, there's a vital, often overlooked component, the ME core. This is about self-authorship, taking active control of your career and your impact. To truly be T-shaped, you need three things. 1. Purpose. A stable intention, a personal why. What drives you? What kind of problems do you genuinely want to solve? This gives direction to your learning and growth. Without purpose, your expansion can feel random or unfulfilling. 2. Confidence. Not arrogance, but the quiet belief in your ability to learn, to experiment, to fail, and to learn from those trials toward success. It's the willingness to step outside your comfort zone and try something new, knowing you might not be perfect at it immediately. And 3, awareness. This is about having the empathy to see the world through the eyes of a designer, a customer, a sales leader, or a CEO. It's understanding the broader impact of your work and how your contributions fit into the larger ecosystem. This awareness fuels your curiosity and makes your horizontal bar more meaningful. This me component is what makes your T unique and powerful. Let's look at this from a career perspective. The T shape is your anti-fragility insurance. In a rapidly changing market, if your specific technical niche experiences a downturn or is disrupted by AI, your horizontal breadth allows you to pivot roles instantly. You're not locked into a single, potentially fragile career path. You have options. From a management perspective, leaders absolutely love T-shaped talent. Why? Because they significantly reduce dependencies within a team. They can context switch, jump in to help adjacent functions, and act as natural leadership pipeline candidates. They already understand the challenges of different departments, making them ideal for cross-functional leadership roles. In 2026, companies are moving away from rigid career ladders toward more dynamic career lattices, where your versatility, your ability to connect the dots, and your broad impact directly determine your compensation and your future opportunities. It's about influence and value, not just the title. So, to bring it all together, the future of work, especially in tech and AI, belongs to the orchestrators, the professionals who can move fluidly between tasks, understanding the bigger picture, all without losing their expert edge. Start today. Anchor your depth. Be truly excellent at one thing. This is your foundation. Explore 3 adjacent areas. Expand your horizontal bar by deliberately learning and practicing skills that complement your core. And finally, lead through empathy and critical thinking. This connects your technical prowess to real-world impact and ensures you're leveraging AI effectively. Think of it this way. You are a bridge. Your vertical stem is the pillar that gives you strength, that deep expertise. But your horizontal deck is what actually connects people, connects ideas, and connects technologies. Without the deck, you're just a strong pillar standing alone, isolated. But with that horizontal deck, you become the vital connection that moves the whole world forward, enabling innovation and driving progress. Thank you for joining me today. What's one area you're going to explore to expand your T-shape this week? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Until next time, keep building those bridges and keep engineering your future.